So I guess this means I'm live. Yay! Let's see. Get that out of the way. And everything, I hope, is working right. Let me get this over here. There's the live chat. Looks like it's working. And nobody's watching yet. But that's all right. At least it says it's working. Hey, got one person on there. There we go. So this is the almost 20K. Whoops. Hopefully this works. Let me fix this. Yeah, almost 20K live stream. Let me see if I have to restart it for that to work. Do I have to hit save? It says all changes saved. Happy New Year. You know what? I wonder if I have to stop and restart this. Did that change it for everyone on the Happy New Year? I'll give it a few seconds. If that didn't, then I'm going to just restart this real quick because I don't know basic info. I don't know. Let's see if it works. Sweet has a new title. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. So you guys can refresh, and apparently it does refresh. That is great. That's what I wanted to hear. Actually, I moved this back over here. But I did it on OBS this time. That way I can move my face out of the way. So I'm not that interesting, but maybe if someone wants me to pull something up, I can pull it up and show you and put it on the live stream here. It's also interesting seeing the delay from me being over here. So this is what it looks like if you are ever wondering. One's real time, one's delayed. So that gives you an idea of what it looks like when you live stream. I can actually switch over to different cameras, and maybe I'll do that. That way I'm looking at you instead of off to the side, because if I look over here to read the messages, the camera's right there. So let me switch screens. There we go. You may have time traveled. I won't rule that out. So the time travel thing definitely could have happened. I seen someone ask that, so won't rule that out. So I'll put myself in space because that's my other desktop. So let's move my head over here. Almost 20K. I am definitely excited. This is pretty cool. So this all started like some like your channel and spam me. I watched your Hot Ones video without even realizing you were a tech channel. Oh, yeah. We learned a lot from the Hot Ones. I don't mind, in case anyone's wondering, the negative feedback I got. I watched it and said, wow, I'm not that good at this. So I have tried to learn and evolve how we do some of the food ones. I know I've had some people say they like the food ones. I've had other people say they don't like them. YouTube has made it really difficult to start extra channels. So until you're a really big YouTuber where you can just say, hey, check out my other channel, and you get thousands of subscribers overnight, really difficult starting our channel. So I've just broke these all down in a playlist to try to help. That way, if you only came here to learn about pfSense firewalls, there's a list for that. There's a Linux list. There's just hot sauce videos. If you go, you know what? I don't care about tech and firewalls, but I just want to know about hot sauces you guys like. No problem. I made playlists for everything, so hopefully that works. Hello from the Bahamas. It is definitely, it's mud season here in Detroit. That is that time when it's spring. It gets up to about 45, 50 degrees, but it rains almost 4 out of 5 days. So Linux does have the sauce, open sauce. That's why we love Linux. So it's mud season right now, so I'm jealous for being in the Bahamas. I like warm weather. I don't like the cold weather, but I'm kind of worked myself into being trapped here in Michigan. one day I may move out of this place, but I live here now. And matter of fact, this is also, for those of you that have been following me for before I had 20,000, those of you, the early people, this is the 1-year anniversary of us getting this building. I know because the lease is sitting over there in a pile of paper for me to sign the new lease. So open source software is well. I am, as a lot of people know, and thanks, Steve, big open source fan. Which, some people follow me from the Sunday Morning Linux Review, where we just kind of babble on about open source. Me and a few of my other techie friends that work in the industry. But yeah, it's been a difficult road. I'm glad to see open source, which always had a big thing in the server world, but never really had the desktop world. I'm glad to see it coming all the way around. So we got it in both the server to desktop. I'm running Linux right now, for those of you that don't know. KDE Neon, that always comes up, what's your distribution you're using? And then someone's going to call me out and say, KDE Neon's not a distro. I know, but I downloaded it, so I'm going to call it a distro. They run a fine line on there. Found your channel amazing, how much your content lines up with my infrastructure. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm finding more and more people are aligning with a lot of what I do. And I've converted a lot of tech people over. Some of my other friends now have moved over and moved some of their equipment. Those that have the option, it's kind of fun. So like Tony, who co-hosts the SMLR, his corporate environment that he works in does not allow him to move over, but his personal server, he's all in on Unify and everything else. And Phil, who you've seen from the Ansible video, he's always been a big open source Linux guy. I met him a while ago, actually 2 jobs ago for him, doing some contract work. And he used to be someone in a Cisco. Now he's all in on pfSense and Unify. So he's done. Unfortunately, we can't share everything that Phil's done because he works for a tight security places. But I will tell you, he has done some intense, large-scale pfSense work. Which I'll bring up a point to that. I seen a comment pop up. Someone said, pfSense, I give them 3 years before they're gone. And I'm like, I don't think you realize just how many deployments there are of pfSense, and especially when it comes to cloud infrastructure stuff, how popular pfSense is as well. So when the off the record, not really off the record, but so to speak, not part of the podcast, when we were interviewing some of the heads, the people who designed the Azure data center, they have done a lot of headway in Azure to support all the FreeBSD stack, almost exclusively for pfSense and some for the functionality that you get with running FreeNAS. I guess there's a couple instances where they want to run FreeNAS in the cloud on Azure, but there's a lot of pfSense deployed in Azure. And the reason why is it gives a lot of flexibility and firewall options, and it's often the way that cloud some people use for the cloud connection for their local office to their cloud servers. So kind of interesting how much of it's out there. It's much bigger than I think a lot of people realize. For some people, it's just a little OpenSense Reddit debacle. I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. I'm going to say there's a lot of people misbehaving in that OpenSense Reddit debacle. Yeah, there's people who don't behave the way, and I think I did a video about this. They don't behave the way we think they should. That would be the best way to describe it. Yeah, couldn't justify the cost of Cisco. That's definitely that's a lot of truth there. There was a school district here that got screwed heavily by Cisco. Cisco finally somewhat relented to them. They made a mistake and reset something that caused a license to get broken, and they wanted to charge the school $10,000 in licensing fees because of someone's oops. They just didn't want to reissue the license because an IP address changed. And they couldn't get it to go back to the other IP address because once the license expires, it was a mess. I helped on that project. It was a pretty big mess, so... Because of the Cloud Act. Now, someone brought this up about the Cloud Act and running your own stuff. So yes is going to be the answer. A lot of yes. A lot. And let me get to explaining this. So with the Cloud Act and some of that, and I'll address the other layer 3 switch question that came in there. The problem right now, data sovereignty, where your data is, who has access to it, who can seize that access, is very concerning. And oddly enough, Microsoft's in the court of the persons. They're fighting right now a U.S. government injunction because they have data over, I believe it's in Ireland, and the U.S. wants access to it. And Microsoft's answer is no, it's in Ireland. So yeah, Home Lab Master Race, all in on that. And this is going to be a constant concern. So there's times when you want to run things in the cloud, and a lot of just your generic business stuff. Hey, run it in the cloud. That's fine. I run some things in the cloud myself. I don't host my own email server because it's just not practical. So we use G Suite. But there are exceptions, like, maybe where you want to host personal photos or anything like that, or anything that you may deem personal and private. And I don't like the argument of I got nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide goes right against that, because I have nothing to hide means that forever going forward, not only today, but forever going forward, you completely agree with whatever political regime may take control now or in the future and have an opinion on what they think of your data. This is just kind of an trying to summarize everything of why you got to think about when you put any of your personal data in the cloud like that. So I think we're going to see a lot more home labs as part of my focus. I like running my own data stuff here. I know I could just take all my stuff, my Invoicing Ninja and all the little things we run here, and just flip them to the cloud, and it's generally speaking secure, but I don't know. We have a lot of data that I don't necessarily, we have all of our client passwords and things like that. And what if one of my clients goes under investigation for whatever reason and they want to seize everything that's in the cloud? Well, now they took everything, and I don't know if I trust the government enough for that, not to put a tinfoil hat on, but we've seen them make bad choices. So we're definitely going to see a lot more home lab stuff. Consumer offsite backup. As long as you're encrypting it, doesn't matter. Use what you want. Backblaze is pretty awesome. They're pretty reasonably priced, and encrypt everything before you send it out there. That's really a big thing. So you should always be using some type of encryption before you. So all the data at rest should be encrypted. So use whatever one you want, because it shouldn't matter, because it should be encrypted. So you don't have to worry about it. I've done a video showing that you can connect Backblaze to FreeNAS. As long as you take the Backblaze container and have it encrypted first before it goes to Backblaze, you're good to go. Consumer, use Google data for all cell phones in the area during a murder. You might have done nothing wrong, but you're part of a murder investigation. Yes, that's a very good point. On that point, that's how they discovered the bomber. And in case you didn't catch that, I didn't do a video on it, but what happened with the recent issue, and I'm going to avoid using that word more for YouTube demonetizes my channel, how they do correlation data. If you didn't know, they've done some really interesting studies on this. Correlation data is done because they go look at each place some event occurred, take all the cell phones that were in all those places, cross-reference any time a cell phone happened to be in each of those places at the same time of the event, and you crisscross that off and cancel out anyone who wasn't at all the events. So you have 6 events, all separate geolocations. You look for 6, you take all the cell phone data and you figure out which cell phones were at those same locations at the same time of the event occurring. And that's how they are doing that. Google surrendered that data over, and they kind of glazed over it, but in that investigation for Austin, that's was the data used to help narrow down who the person was and give them a suspect. So yeah, that is just an unfortunate thing that can happen, where you're going to get you have your cell phone data on there. My answer to a lot of people is, and it probably is just as suspicious because you send out a different thing, so I leave it on. If I don't want someone to know where I am always where my cell phone is. And so if it's here, I'm here. Maybe I'm not here, but my cell phone's here, therefore I must be here. SolarWinds backups, yes, I still use that for my business because it's really good. Linux does not have a domain controller, so I'm sorry, I'm scrolling backwards up. Nothing good. I mean, you can do some LDAP, you can do that. Federated access is not quite the same in Linux. There's ways to do it, but it's not quite the same as it is like Active Directory. that's one stranglehold Microsoft will have for a long time, and it's also something that Linux integrates a lot with, for example, FreeNAS, because Active Directory is the federated glue that holds together a lot of enterprise things. That way you can create one Active Directory user, and that cascades out to not just Windows machines, but all kinds of other access, so you have one central point of control. I just got an R710, going to try out free ESXi and free Xen server, see which I like better, and the download is broken for ESX. Now I'm using Xen server. Good news for you, the new Xen server NG is coming out. That just got dropped today. I tweeted it. Look for my Twitter. I got a link for that. It's Xen server minus Citrix. Bye, Citrix. You guys decided to mess around with the open source community, give us features and take it away. So the folks at Xen Orchestra forked the project, got funded rather quickly. They had no problem meeting their funding goals, and boom, they've got a spun up release. They're on target. It's in beta, got dropped today. I don't have time today or tomorrow to download it, but maybe Monday I'm going to download and spin it up. And probably, I'm not going to move my production machine to it. That's by their own recommendation. It's beta, but it's not going to be crippled out like like Citrix did, where they just started playing around. And it's not going to need any Windows components at all. For those of you wondering, it's going to run with Xen Orchestra. They even have an entire simple curl command that'll install it. So I'll look for some videos coming out with that. I've been excited about that project. I told them I'm going to help them with videos and documentation on it. Like, I'm all in on it. So that's also why I'm stayed with Xen server. Besides the fact that I liked it in my review, obviously, and I have some clients running it, and I find it to work really well. But the new Xen server NG, awesome stuff, and yeah, so that's definitely coming there. So let me find it on my Twitter, and I'll pull it up for you guys. For those of you wondering, I'll get my head out of the way in a second. What did I tweet today? Let me find my tweets, and I'll just make sure the link's on here. Oh, right there. There we go. So this is it right here. It's on GitHub. It's open source, and it's, yeah, go. I'm all in on this. So first release today. That's exciting. So there's that for you guys to look at. So that's how, if you're going to download it, go ahead. If you're playing with stuff, you're testing, like I said, they don't say it's for production, but get out there, test it, do feedback with them. That's how you engage with open source projects, and they're up and running. So that's some exciting stuff there. All right, let's scroll down. What else we got? Are you Net Assassin? Your voices are identical. I have no idea. I don't know who that is, so I have no idea. So let me scroll and read a few of these. I don't want to miss anything. Backblaze FreeNAS, very large directory. You want to build a task syncing manually. The first list option. All right. Class C. Positive example of good data usage channel. Thank you. I'm happy. I'm someone in high school said they're learning a lot. Awesome. I wish there was something like this when I was in high school. I had to spend my time reading books. I like now because I actually watch a lot of YouTube videos myself. Oh man, yeah, I don't know. Back to pfSense. So many single place managers for the birds, and what do you make of pfSense's carrier scale stuff? Yeah, that is a pain in the butt. I know there's in the rumor mill, and I can't confirm or deny this, that they're working on an API. There's a company in Germany that has an API to manage them as an MSP, so that's coming. Or it's not. I can't. Hopefully it will be. Let's leave it at that. Yeah, you can't post a link here. Email me if you want to email me a link, or tweet me. Header image on my Twitter. Okay, yeah. Can't wait. Then it shouldn't. No. So his voice is like, all right. Great help to. I'm glad I'm helping fellow business owners. That's something I definitely am for. Networking jobs will be forced more into cybersecurity in the future. I want to actually specifically address that one. Do you think networking jobs will be forced more into cybersecurity in the future? I have a different opinion altogether. If you are on the keyboard and you have your hands on the keyboard, you now have some involvement in cybersecurity, and it scales upward as you have your hands into the code. As you have, I think everyone is the only way we're going to get better at this is not that we just say that guy or that gal is cybersecurity. everyone has some part to play in it. I think that's the biggest thing, because what people get excited about, and they're always asking me about security and things like that, and everyone's like, oh man, I want the best firewall and intrusion detection system and all these amazing things. I'm like, that's great. And I've tweeted this cartoon before, and I know a lot of you have seen it. You got this like a boxing ring, and you got all this crazy equipment in one corner, and it says Dave in the other, and he's holding his hand up, kind of looks kind of goofy. Yeah, someone clicking on something is pretty much always that. Always the problem. Someone clicks on something, someone not paying attention. It's not the firewalls that stop them. It's not any of that. It's pretty much consistently a user causes more of the breaches than all the security. We have a lot of great tools out there. We have a lot of great security out there. Users don't do it. People don't patch. Updates don't get loaded. You look at any of the major breaches, you come right back to it, and you go, well, no one patched this, or no one did this. This is how most of the security problems are. So I really want to do more customer on-site videos. We have a big one where we are filming in process right now, because the ones we can film are ones that aren't built yet. The ones that are really hard to film is customers that are built may have to go into their office. And the reason why is there's just so much security around things. There is several places that they can't show things that they do. They do engineering work, they do whatever. They don't want to have to worry about editing in it, so it's really hard to do some of those client sites. So we would love to do more, but yeah, it's just, it's not as easy as it ought to be. So helping business owners though, employee education, software, Kingfisher, yep. Doing pen testing on your own staff like that, kind of phishing things and things like that is a great training opportunity. My friends work for the college. They do that. So those definitely really, really good. Integrated security solution, endpoint to cloud. Yeah, I mean, it's not, like I said, those things are important. But that's also why the hackers keep evolving. They're going, oh yeah, I know you're watching for this. I know you're watching for these odd IP addresses. That was one of the hacks that had come out, how they got the dropper on the servers. I think it was the Kaseya one that I covered. When Kaseya got hacked, they copied it from Dropbox. Dropbox is not, all your SCM tools are just going to go, oh, Dropbox? Of course you can download from Dropbox. Half the company's using Dropbox. So yeah, that's that's where a lot of issues are, is they keep evolving, so it comes back to the users in the end. Why do I choose Suricata over Snort? Testing. I like both. I've used both. Suricata, it's so close to Snort. The rule sets are pretty much the same. They really, really they're running off the same rule set, so they're really close. I don't know that there's enough difference in one and the other. Suricata is a little bit higher performance than Snort, but both are really good tools, so there's not really... Yeah, Snort 3 is coming out. Multi-threaded, that is where the better performance comes is that Snort is multi-threaded. But here's another thing about that. Everyone gets excited about those tools, but I always ask people, do you have any ports open? And they're like, no. I said, you don't even... An IDS coming in to block things that aren't really, you're not even filtering anything, it doesn't really do much. And if you're also not taking action on the rules, you aren't getting anywhere anyways, because if you're just creating a bunch of notices, then if you're not actually actively blocking, you're not blocking anything. And my firewalls, like at home, it's closed. There's no ports open, so it doesn't really make a difference what I run on it. They bounce off the firewall. Firewall doesn't respond to pings. It makes me somewhat invisible, so yeah, there's not a lot there. What do we got here? Or really advanced pfSense could snort in tons of rules. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the rules we have now for our office, it's different. For our office, I'm running things self-hosted. We got our self-hosted Unify. I got our self-hosted Screen Connect, which is a remote access tool that we use. We host Invoicing Ninja in-house because we can, and we watch that. I also, on top of those things, have OSEC running, because just in case someone finds some flaw, because it's, like Invoicing Ninja being PHP based, we have OSEC running, and that also makes sure that everything, if anything happens, what OSEC is, it's a host intrusion detection system, and what that does is keeps an eye on things to see if anything changes. If you changed a single file on any one of my servers, any important file, it would immediately send me an email and a notice, and it would also probably give me a heart attack at the same time. So yeah, that would I've had my oopses that I changed something and I'm like, what? Oh, notice. Oh wait, no, that's the server I'm working on. So I don't really use Kubernetes. I have some friends that do. For what we do, it's just so much of us is small business right now. I don't really have any deployments where I need Kubernetes. I might have Phil do some more videos on that. Phil just bought a house, so he's been really busy, but he actually was excited because we had some views in the Ansible videos, so he might come back for some advanced Linux stuff. Phil is a very high-level sysadmin for a global organization. It's all in short, he works directly for the Linux Foundation, but he does high-level security stuff, and that's all I can really say about what he does. But he's wicked smart and really knows his stuff on this, so he's not an amateur. He's actually done a lot of contract work for a lot of companies around the world, setting up everything from massive Docker-controlled things. He's an AWS expert, so building out virtualized infrastructure. He's sometimes been the contract setup guy to help build things out and hand it over to other management teams, so that is some of what Phil does. But hopefully we'll get some more Linux videos out of Phil. He's definitely excited to do them. Non-blocking IDS will fulfill policy. Yeah, that's probably true. A lot of them are running IDS because they don't require blocking. They require logging. Take a minute what you think of the layer switch edge routers. Best approach for layer 3 Unify edge universe. Vata. I really like the edge router device. I'm probably with you on a lot of that. So I for layer 3 switches, I think they're really good. We don't have a ton of them deployed. Willie is actually a better person. Willie Howe, he's got some great videos on that, and he just did a Cisco versus Unify, and he talks about that. I actually would really recommend. Obviously, you guys probably, if you follow my channel, you follow Willie's, because me and Willie are actually friends as well. He's got some real good information on that particular thing. So definitely go ahead and ask him. He's probably even a more knowledgeable person to ask about those, because he works in a more corporate level environment than that. I would love to. I don't know how to talk to Wendell and them. I message them. They don't reply, which I understand. I don't blame them for that. There is a challenge of becoming a larger YouTuber, and when you become a larger YouTuber, it's really hard. It's hard to get a hold of some of them because too many people contact you. So even someone who might be good, you kind of get noticed. I might go to VidCon this year, and that would probably help because I might meet some of those people in person. So yeah, with Wendell and Level 1 Techs, the guys are they all seem really great. I do like Level 1 Techs. Good night in Portugal. If I can spell Portugal. All right. Doing one of his Twitch streams. Oh, okay. Okay, I never. You know what? I have thought about doing Twitch too. I think that's actually a great suggestion. Never thought about that. Asking Wendell during the Twitch stream. So thank you very much. I've thought about getting on Twitch. My staff uses it like in general because they like games and they're watching gamers and streamers, and I know they watch it during work hours a lot. So yeah. So he responds to his forum when you're at. Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I actually was excited because the Linux Gamer, I don't know him personally, but I kind of like his channel. And he's been doing it for a while. He does a lot of Linux games, which, being an open source guy, I've always liked the stuff he does. I'm excited that I've seen Wendell and him did a video. Can someone tell me where I'll just ask it, where is Level 1 Techs located? So, yeah, I don't know where they're at. I've never looked. I mean, I'm sure I could stop and Google it right now, but you guys probably know. You are the Google right now. Denmark, all right. 9:30 Australia. Tennessee, okay. Tennessee's not too far. Tux Digital should collaborate with Tom. I'm going to look you guys up right now as I see. I think I already subscribed to you. Hi, Actually, I have watched a handful of your videos, so yes. So yes, Touch Digital, I have watched some of your videos. So I have my own personal channel, and I've watched a handful of your videos on that one. So I don't subscribe to really much because I just keep it clean on my Lawrence Systems channel. But I'm a personal channel. Most of my subscriptions are to Linux people and things like that. I don't watch a lot of TV, in case anyone's wondering. I have like a few shows I watch. I haven't had cable TV in 8 or 9 years. But so I mostly watch YouTube. Most of my time is consumed with watching tech stuff on YouTube and things like that. I'm a sci-fi guy and follow YouTubers. I do follow a couple non-tech ones. We talked about that. For those of you that were with our vlog, some of the non-tech people that I follow is going to be like AVE blog. I love that guy. His taking apart and commentary and things is just really, really, really great. So I don't care what he's taking apart. I want to hear the commentary, and I'm going to watch him take it apart. So I try to make myself, though, I'm fairly accessible. I don't mind as long as you let me know ahead of time. If anyone wants to stop by my office, just let me know that you're coming by. You have to let me know you're coming by because I'm not always at my office. So I will kind of bring that up because sometimes people ask that about coming by. I have learned, though, because my cousin's a big YouTuber, that sometimes it gets a little crazy because some people will just show up at your place, and people have showed up at her house, and she's had some uncomfortable conversations with stuff like that. So Big Clive. So I found Big Clive because of the Dolly, and I think you guys know, I'll just type it in here. The Dolly video, yeah. So that was probably the first Big Clive video I watched, but he's also really great. So yeah, that's a classic. The look on that guy's face when so definitely, yeah. I can't pull it up because if I switch streams, it'll break my stream. So I actually can't pull up my my personal YouTube. I always have to look at what's subscribed. I can look on my phone. I'm curious who else I subscribe to. There's probably quite a few of them, but I won't go too far into that rabbit hole. Who was that other? I was trying to think of one I wanted to share with you guys, and it just eluded me right now. So my channel, and who am I subscribed to? Oh, look, I'm live. Live Overflow is another tech channel that I like. So Live Overflow, Big Clive, and there's one other person that's Live Overflow does some of the hacking videos, which are really great. Linus, maybe you heard of guys, Linus Tech Tips. I don't know. He's pretty cool. Do you find getting healthcare for your employees easier or painful? For those of you who don't know, if you're in America, getting healthcare for your employees isn't just painful, it's a disaster. I don't have the answer to fix it. I'm not one of those armchair people that have some type of, Jay's 2 cents is good, that has some answer to what to do to fix healthcare. It's broken. So yes, that is a challenge. I am lucky. Every staff member I have gets healthcare through their spouse, me included. So I have, as I've grown my company, I've been able to completely avoid the healthcare small business owner problem. So yeah, I'm not required to give it. That's true, but that still doesn't negate the fact that I would like to give my employees health care if needed. But so far, every one of them through their spouses and they have in their own means, they have health care. So, yeah. So do you think viewers really enjoy the insight on how you run your company? Do you ever just watch Barnacle? Barnacle is okay. I don't know. He can be a little goofy. I like it when he's being very technical. No, not all of them are married. They also, some of them live at home, and that gets some health care. I won't lie. Anyways, yeah, no matter where you are. But no, Barnacles, I don't have anything against Barnacles at all. But his videos don't entertain me. His weird edits I don't know that, people have said, hey, Tom, thanks for not being all weird and edity. And I'm also like, yeah, I don't like them. That's also why I don't do them. That's also why I don't have like 15-minute intros to everything. But yeah, he has some, I'll jump to whatever he's doing that's insightful. So for Barnacle, if he's doing something insightful, cool, I jump to that part of the video. If he's babbling on about something, then then I don't watch him. I probably like that too. Linus, kind of the same thing. I watch some of Linus's stuff, and then I don't always. Oh, no doubt. Shitty robots. So I have been following her since the video that she did like 3 or 4 years ago where she cleaned out her thing and she ended up on Reddit WTF for cleaning out her own septic. So yes, that's how long ago I found Simone. She's just a great YouTuber and seems like a great person. I don't know anything personally about her, but she's really hysterical. Enjoyed her shitty robots and her insight and a lot of her things. So I was shocked to learn when I found out that English is not her first language. I think she speaks 4 languages or 5, but her English is really, really good. So yeah, she's Swedish. I think Swedish. I could be wrong. Morton. Oh yeah, Morton Playhouse. That guy. He does have a lot of server stuff. So let me look. How about make sure we're talking about the same one. I think it's the same guy, but yeah, My Playhouse. Yes, that guy's got a lot of servers, man. That guy's got some stuff. He did that video. I think the first time I seen him was a while ago, and he did one where he stuck the big magnets on the server, and I thought that was really cool. So. Unfortunately, what causes channel growth and what actually informative and high value perspective aren't the same. So big guys tend to be over edited and a tad less informative. There's a truth to that, but I will tell you, I'm watched, and we had only a few thousand subscribers, and I really decided we signed a new lease, got a new building, and I grew my channel based on I wanted to do informative tech videos. Now, because I'd like the YouTube money, but it's not I don't need it as an income. It's not like I had the time to think about it and not try to do stupid stuff for high growth or just trendy things. I can just do the videos I want to do and take my time and grow this. I gained, and like I said, we're here with like hitting the 20,000 mark in less than a year. I know I've had the channel for longer, but if you look at when I didn't post videos, and then I went over and started posting a lot of videos. I think there's a niche. You're not going to get this because there's not as many people want to know about firewall. So I'm not going to get the millions. Well, I may get 1 million subscribers at one point, but there's not going to be as many people that are interested in firewalls as there are interested in more mainstream. You look at someone, and he's a wonderful channel, KBHD. He's technical. He's very, very well production quality off the charts for him. That he's really an artist at it. But he does consumer hardware. That is the general public. You're talking about really good phone reviews that are going to be, he's the first one to get, whatever new phone that comes out, and how many people are going to buy that phone? Millions. So big subscribers. How many people ever are going to buy a firewall? Not as many. It's not a consumer-facing product, so you don't really get the whole, you don't get the entire, what do you call that? Large subscriber base off of firewall videos and Linux and open source videos. So, but I'm fine with that. I'm willing to accept that. It's not like my only goal is to just have some big number of subscribers. I care more about having an audience that values the content, getting interact with you people. That makes me really, really happy. This is the stuff I really like about it, and I get more out of that than I do just saying I have some big number. So Rick's Performance Computing, I haven't heard of them. Yeah, you're probably not a consumer if you have a pfSense. I don't know. I'm going to say that I probably have a big following of people in the home lab. So yeah, they're close enough. Those are somewhat consumers, or a lot of times hobbyists. I like to help inspire some passion, especially I've seen someone mention that they were still in high school. Awesome. There's always a great time to get more and more into tech and getting a start early. And if I can help people on there, that's, great. Quick question. Think of switching to Google Fi. We are currently using T-Mobile. Coverage is different. Would you recommend moving to Google Fi? I would absolutely. I am now 3 years into Google Fi. I have no problems, no complaints. Love it. Google Fi all the way. So definitely don't have any complaints about it. By the way, Tux Digital, email me or tweet me or something if you want to talk about doing a video together. Sometimes I know I've watched a few of your things, so we'll just take that one offline. Just I don't want to forget about it or anything. So I get busy too, and I'll forget. I'm like, someone said they wanted to do something with me. But yeah, I'm still a big fan of Google Fi. Let me do something here for you guys. Hold on, let me make sure I don't show my cell phone number. I mean, I like you guys, but I don't know if I'm ready for all the phone calls. Oh, that would show my cell phone number. Let me, so, billing. There we go. This doesn't show my cell phone number. In case you're wondering, the bill, did I show my cell phone number? Nope. That is my bill for Google Fi. If you're wondering, this is everything. It's really, really inexpensive. So you do know the last 4 of my Visa now. Oops. Trying to dual voice and Hangouts, $10 forced me to use the number. I don't. I've never had to dial 911, so I don't have an answer on that. I've not done it, but the Fi bill itself is really inexpensive. This, in case you're wondering, is all I spend on it, and yeah, 20. I do have a complaint about Google Fi. If some of you follow me know, I don't have a Nexus 6P anymore. They're still charging me this for the Nexus 6P, the insurance, but they're not charging me for. They didn't switch it over to my other phone. So I got to get that fixed. So yeah, HackerMan now has my card. And for those of you that want to see something, I dropped it today like an idiot. So that's why I noticed that it's not charging the right account because, yeah. Is that cheap? Kind of. For the usage that I have, it is because it's like $20 a month plus that. I went over, and if you notice that there's international charges on there. So that happens, such is life. Sorry about the 911 thing. I've never had to call 911, so it's not really. I don't recall calling 911 for anything, so I don't really know. But it works everywhere. So 3CX phone system. Glad you asked about that. So you may have noticed if you follow me on Twitter, I tweeted about Chris from Crosstalk Solutions. I contracted him to help me set up my FreePBX phone system. I tried 3CX. Now, I liked 3CX. It is probably a lesser learning curve than the FreePBX is. It's pretty cool. On the other side, yeah, let's try and call 911 now. We got nothing to do. Anyways, back to 3CX. I found it really simple. I like the interface. It seems really nice. I ultimately decided because I have several local friends, and I'm going to be me and Chris are going to be working together probably in the future as well. My company's probably going to get more into phone systems, and I actually found that there's broader, better support for FreePBX, and it's open source, and there's a lot more plugins. So 3CX really works for some of the basic stuff, but when I started looking at the more extensive ideas we have some fun things we want to do, including some hacking stuff. For my ideas to make them all work, we're going to have to go with FreePBX. So we actually got a FreePBX server set up here. We're going to do some videos on that, talking about transitioning it. Me and Chris actually recorded a video that I haven't had time to edit or publish. It's like 2 hours of me doing the phones and Chris having him train me. So yeah, the videos coming on both FreePBX and phone systems, but 3CX is pretty sweet. I don't dislike it. After setting it up and playing with it, I got to admit it's pretty easy to set up, and pretty not a bad system. So I will call. What's the number? Oh, referral for course. Signing up now. I can actually post that. So let me pull that up real quick. I'll fi.google.com, and somewhere there's an option share the Fi love. Come on, copy to clipboard. All right, there you go. Anyone who wants to sign up with Google Fi, there it is. So I don't know what I get out of that. I have no idea. I've shared it with a couple people. I haven't noticed anything, but I don't think any of them signed up because they were friends of mine that procrastinate and everything. Doing DJ in corporate environments with VoIP PCs, Wi-Fi clients, and right practices. Yes, actually. I didn't try again. What? Oh, it says I can't share my Google Fi thing. Oh, damn it. Okay. I will tweet it. There we go. Or I can put it up on the screen. Maybe there's... Here, let me just do this. Let me drag it over here, guys, so you guys can see it. Can I zoom it in? I'll make it big. I'm not allowed to put it... Oh, I'm stupid here. I'm going to add it to the description of this video. So I'll leave it up on the screen, though, too. So apparently, I can't post links. I'm not privileged enough for that. So there's my... I'll leave it on the screen here. There's my referral link. Yeah, blocked by pfSense. I thought I posted it. It said it posted, and then all of a sudden it came back and gave me error. So, oops, that happens. I might do that. Me and Willie, because yeah, I know you can't post. I didn't realize you couldn't post. I know you guys can't post them. I thought I could. I thought I could. Me and Willie have talked about doing. Well, yeah, I know Google's not exactly open source. Neither is YouTube. That's another topic. I've talked about getting together with some of my IT friends. One of them, so Tony as well. Tony is my partner with SMLR, Sunday Morning Linux Review. Tony doesn't just work in high level of security and just like Phil does. He works in a very mixed, mostly Windows environment, a very corporate office environment. That's his day job. And so Tony teaches as well. He's actually going to China pretty soon to do some teaching over there. He teaches at a university 1 day a week, and his day job is working in security. He's a wicked smart guy. So maybe me and Tony will do a video on that because he works in a high-level corporate environment, so he can really cover a lot of the practice. He works in their security and firewall and things like that. So that's probably a great idea for a video to get more people on that. Someone emailed me, and I haven't emailed them back. It's not that I forgot about you. It's because someone made an offer to pay for some of my time to talk some business and how I grew my business. I actually got an email back. If they're comfortable with it, maybe they're watching now. I don't say names out loud because I keep people's stuff private unless you're publicly posting here. But I have no problem talking about any of that, but I don't mind doing it also as a video. I like to, let's share with the class. And I figured if one person's asking a question, how I got anywhere, I'm very open and I like to see other people succeed. So I want to be able to share any of that knowledge that comes out there. Why say it once, to one person? It's I'm very public. There's no secrets about how I started my business, how I got where I'm at, anything I've done that wasn't illegal. I'm more than happy to talk about. And good news, everything I did in my business career was legal. So, but I'm absolutely willing to share and how I got where I am, how I started my business, how I launched my company, and things like that. So I've owned this business now. This is my 15th year in business. I have owned a business longer than I've worked for anyone. So I'm all for 17 starting an IT company. Your videos are most helpful. That's exactly it. That's what crimes did you commit? AMA. Oh man. So I won't do that without, and I have some attorneys that I'll meet with. We'll find out because I got to know statutes of limitations on things. Yeah, Invoicing Ninja is amazing. We've had a great time talking with them. Hey, Vincent, I think I know who you are. I think you've contacted me before. I'd share my business stuff too. Oh, okay, great. I think you're Vincent who I've worked with before, right? Maybe, I don't know. Everything's illegal. I'll post a second channel. Yeah, there we go. Everything illegal. But if there's no statute of limitation, we can certainly talk about stuff. And for those of you kind of wondering, you maybe see where shirts say happy hacking and things like that. I have gone to very few IT conferences, a whole lot of hacker conferences. That's always been more of where for my entire life. So that's definitely where I've spent more of my time is in the hacking community, more so than the business community. So, sweet. All right, it is right. Same Vince. Cool. Currently, we run an ESX Dell powered at 2910 total drives. on our ARPANET curve, want to move the mass storage VMs to another cheap server. What cheap server do you recommend? I don't know. I build it on FreeNAS yourself, or buy a TrueNAS if you need enterprise. Yeah, definitely the TrueNAS stuff is really good. So I highly recommend that. I should turn my phone off. I was trying to see how many subscribers I had on this one over here. Is it telling me? It's not updating. I want to know. Did I break 20,000 yet? Probably not. Gonna pull that up real quick. And nope, still not there. Matter of fact, I lost subscribers. Open Media Vault, have not used it. I'm 18 and working in IT management. Congratulations. That's great. You can start young in IT management. That's actually kind of, I was pretty young. I was a IT director for a company. Happenstance in place, part of the story how I got where I am. I was just very young. Company grew very fast. They didn't have anyone to replace me, or they just the person that was in charge of me left the company, and I just ended up being at the head of the IT as the company grew. So at a very young age, I had a very high prominent management career that was making a lot of money. A lot of nostalgia. FreeNAS, iSCSI, Escalent. Yeah, FreeNAS has a very, very strong support with ESX. If you go with their commercial line with commercial support, their TrueNAS one, it gets even better because the engineers they have are really well versed in ESX. They know it works with other platforms, but they're actually very versed in it because their enterprise deployments that they have, and I've talked to engineers quite a few times. They're great people there. Their enterprise deployments that they have are frequently ESX and using TrueNAS as servers and some really big ideas. So, yeah. Open Media Vault is a NAS solution made for Debian. Yeah, I don't pull my subs up on Social Blade in the background. Yeah, they could do that. Actually, I'm going to do something funny, I think. I don't know if it's funny to you. Me and Willie been doing this. Me and Willie were having a measuring contest of who's gonna. He broke the 20,000 before I did, but I'm catching up to him. I'm the the blue line here. So I'm not that competitive a person, but yeah. Basic mass storage commands. FreeNAS, so just clarify for Schmarvin here, FreeNAS versus TrueNAS, they're the same product essentially. TrueNAS is the commercial one where you get the hardware and everything from them. So you're really getting pretty much the same thing, but when you get TrueNAS, you get their hardware, you're buying their box, you're getting their support. You get a sales engineer comes with it to install it, and it's an outstanding, watch my review on it. I can't say how great that thing is and how amazing it is. So yeah, it's not about the size, it's about the content. Yeah. Single computer cloud backup solution for me and bar runs, handles accounting tasks. Mac guys, clueless on Windows solutions. iDrive is actually kind of a set it and forget it is iDrive with storage and everything. We do really like iDrive. This comes up. A lot of people ask me. I've not taken the time to really dig into unRAID, Linus, and there's actually another guy. I don't know him very well, but he's done I think some unRAID videos. Bite My Bits, YouTube channel. There's a handful of people have done them. Just haven't used unRAID enough to know much about it. I really am a FreeNAS fan all the way. So, and it's because of the ZFS. I've heard good things about ButterFS, but I believe even in the back end, the Ubuntu people are moving to ZFS integrations over ButterFS. So, I mean, I don't think unRAID's bad. It's not that. It's not that it's some bad product. It's just, it's not FreeNAS. It's not ZFS. That being said, part of what convinced me for ZFS is Michael Lucas. He didn't just write the book on ZFS. He wrote 2 books on ZFS that we've actually reviewed on our channel. So it's a pretty amazing file system. It's a highly robust, highly resilient file system to errors and problems. So yeah, Ubuntu is moving away from developing on a ButterFS platform for ZFS. So yeah, that's just... is what it is. ZFS is just, it's a pretty awesome file system. So it's really popular. Let's go back to clicking on my channel. You'd asked me about this. So how do I get it on Social Blade? Enter your YouTube username. All right, I'll try that. See if it'll pull me up and show my count. Nope, that was useless. How about if we did this? There I am. Yeah, their subscriber count is lower than I actually am anyways. So I got a B-. That's better than I did in school. Detailed feature box, live subscriber count. There we go. Yeah, I actually show more on mine than they're showing. Oh, there we go. I lost some. I had more earlier. So, oh well. So that's where I'm at now. I don't think I'm going to hit the 20 while you guys are all watching unless I stay here all night, which would make my wife less than thrilled. I went on with unRAID from the cost standpoint. Allows me to add drives without needing to create a new pool. Yes, that is a good point. If that is your plan, then yes. FreeNAS, ZFS, not FreeNAS, does not enjoy that. I'm losing subscribers, folks. So, but yeah, FreeNAS does not allow you to expand that like that. So that is a planning. It's a pain because then you got to move all the data from somewhere to somewhere while you rebuild and add a drive to it. You can't just drop in and expand. But yeah. I don't care that much, only because someone mentioned it. I pulled up the real time, so I'm not worried about it. It just seemed like a fun reason and excuse. Look, more people are unsubscribing. ConnectWise automate and the ConnectWise in general. So my opinions on ConnectWise. Anyone I know from ConnectWise, they really seem to like it once they have it all set up. That is the critical part. So as long as they have it all set up and in all the little details, they work. But to the other side of it, the oops, wrong button. Oh, hey, for the sauce bucket. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the donation there. Expanding ZSO coming this year. Coming this year is not the same as being implemented on there. So back to ConnectWise, just so I can cover it real quick. I might talk to, if I can get one of my friends who would actually be willing to talk about anything they do internally that it's a ConnectWise place. It seems way more complicated than it needs to be. But maybe that's just me looking at it from the outside. I hear more griping from some of the technicians, but it could also be because of the way it was implemented in your company. So that could be why. So having not used it, I'm only offering my opinion from outsiders. So if you want to go with ConnectWise, it's not a bad platform. I know a lot of people use it. You pretty much seem to find once you get to the larger MSPs, you're either a ConnectWise guy or you're a SolarWinds person. Those are pretty much the two big guys out there that have it. Everyone else, when they're starting out, looks for some really inexpensive solution. And later on, if you follow any of the people in the forums or in the Facebook groups I belong to, okay, I'm ready to switch. I tried Komodo or Kabudu or what the other ones are out there, and then they're like, oh no, I'm going to switch over to SolarWinds now, or I'm going to move over to ConnectWise now. That being said, I do still use I know they call it the ConnectWise Connect tool, Screen Connect as far as I'm concerned. I bought it when it was Screen Connect, and I still love Screen Connect, so it's I'm still ConnectWise Control. Yeah, I still really like that product. That's the only thing I do like from them. That is still a wonderful product, and that handles. Right now we have like 400 computers probably attached to it, so I'm thrilled with it. It works really good. Yeah. Yep. Opinions are personal. You never win by saying you like something. Yeah. Like I said, it's just all opinion on it. So. Still working on Greylog ELK guide. Yeah, I played around with it. I have an entire Wazoo set up. So if I go over to my servers, get that off screen. I can't type. I do have in my VMs here a whole Wazoo server. I could probably fire it up real quick for those of you who want to see what I've been working on. But yeah, it's extensive. It's complicated to set up, but it's kind of fun to play with. It took a while to get all this going. So, hopefully they get the licensing fixed. Yeah, ConnectWise is the biggest. They can be powerful, set up properly, but it's a huge investment to set up. It also requires, yeah, Vincent used it. It's half the clicks per ticket. That's something I talked about before. If you have a complicated, no, FreePBX, I'm going to type that real quick. FreePBX for now. The big trouble I have with anything, if you make things hard to use, your technicians won't use it. That being said, when it comes to documentation, if you have these convoluted methods and process, that's why I try to share a lot of process videos. If you come up with complicated ways and inefficient ways, you'll end up with, like, especially when you start getting staff, they're not wanting to do it. They're fighting you on things. This is why I keep everything so simple all the time. And by keeping it very simple, you keep a better workflow, we get paid faster, and everything in general happens a lot faster. So yeah, that's one problem with some of these is these people come up with these super convoluted ticketing process and invoicing processes and everything else. Don't accidentally hit the update button. Oh, on the FreePBX. I don't know that I'm a celebrity. The other side of that too, and this is where some of that knowledge comes from. When I worked in corporate, and this goes back 15 years ago, I designed and engineered all their systems with high levels of efficiency. Matter of fact, we worked on a couple National Science Foundation grants, on a couple patent pendings back when I cared about patents, on technology I developed for satellite tracking related to the transportation industry and efficiency. I was a efficiency nut, but that was what made the company that I had worked for very, very profitable. They were making a great deal of money on a really good margin because we were able to do things with less staff, and I spent a lot of money on programming and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the issue I have with it. No 8 TG tickets. I just skip tickets. My staff skip tickets. That being said, tickets equal money. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta make the money on some of those things, and yeah, Vincent's talking right about that. Now I gotta remember the IP address and a login for the Wazoo test because this was last week's project. Now I don't know. Do I remember the password to it? I do. All right, so I can actually probably log into it. Or not. I don't know the port numbers. Oh. Yeah, let's see if Tom can remember the port numbers. And what's the listening port for this? I've already forgot. I should document my projects. This is the problem running a lab when it's not important. You're like, oh yeah. All right, so we got the right system. What's the port number? Cabana used, thank you, someone smarter than me. Cabana uses that. So, that being said, there's Cabana. There's my Wazoo dashboard. No results. Policy. Or did I break it already? All right. Yep, so it's set up on my to-do list. Now let's fire up the other piece of this. So we go VMs. Let's get the Wazoo agent fired up. It's all uppercase, all lowercase, yeah. Any suggestions for a knowledge base? Absolutely. Wikis all the way. If you haven't heard of a little project called Wikipedia, I'll type it there, Wikipedia. We use internal wikis for documentation management. It's really been one of the things that I think saves us a lot. We document everything, anything production, anything work, and it's not just clients, just in general. We use an internal lockdown wiki for all documentation. So anytime there's needs a new work instruction or anything, we just jump right in there and create it. We use the visual editor. It edits just like Wikipedia itself does. We can even have things in Google spreadsheets that we paste in. It does the whole spreadsheet pasting and stuff like that. I think I've done a video on how the visual editor and all that works, but that comes back to one of those things, having it really, really easy to work on, really, really easy to drop a note in there, put some things in there, no problem. And someone had asked earlier about how you manage a bunch of pfSense. Well, one of the things we actually do is because wikis are all about managing indexed cross-referenced information. One of the cool things you can do is take and build cross-indexes of everyone who runs Unify, everyone who runs pfSense. And then it creates a series of links that links me right into the logins for all those servers. So yeah, that's kind of the way you can use a wiki to manage all that data and have it easy to put to. I'm going to do some new videos on just kind of how we cross-index all the data. The hardest part is it's all linking to all of the names of our clients. That's why it's harder to post. So, hey, thanks for the great videos. Next year, 30 years, still learn new things. Awesome. Thank you for joining us, Pete. Go have a sandwich. So, the guacamole thing is really cool. That is for sure. And David, Xen, I mentioned earlier, that's why I had it pulled up over here about the project that I probably closed the window for. But the Xen is starting at 7.4. I'm hoping by next week I'll have some time to load and do some testing with that. So I'm definitely excited about that. So that's really cool. Yeah, the guacamole project, I played with it briefly. I haven't had time to put a lot of time into it just yet. So, but yeah, I will do some videos probably sooner or later on the whole Kibana Wazoo and everything else and the way the logs work. It's pretty cool. You can just so many different rules. It's extensive, so I have to really take the time to put a video together on this. And I'm also looking at it because, like I said, I currently run OSEC, and I've been running OSEC for a while. Wazoo is a fork of OSEC, so you can then put in with this, I can move all my OSEC agents to Wazoo agents pretty easy because the rule sets are almost identical, and then bring it all in here with this cool fancy dashboard. The only thing I don't like about it is it's so big and complicated compared to me running OSEC from the command line like I do now and just simply getting alerts. Yeah, they're not just close to testing, they are released. So you're ready to go on the XPNG. Go get over to GitHub and download it. It's beta. They said maybe not. Maybe you don't want to run it in production, but too much rum for this head. Just starting to spin. Yeah, if I wasn't at work, I would have a beer right here or a whiskey over there or some combination. Maybe I will do some live streams from home because I have to drive from here home. So yeah, so definitely Miller time or whatever beer you like. I don't like Miller. I just like saying Miller time. I'm one of those weird craft beer people. Hate me if you want. Mostly it's whiskey. I'll probably have to get off here at all in another 15, 20 minutes. I've not checked my phone messages, but I'd bet dollars of donuts that a few of them are my wife. But she does know where I'm at. She's probably on this live stream somewhere among the people watching it, just to keep an eye on me. I want her to post something if she's on here or make some commentary. Packages on Debian 92 pre-made virtual appliance. I just kept it connect to it. I can do an OSEC video sometime. That actually is pretty straightforward to install. I didn't really have a lot of trouble setting up. Michigan has an awesome craft beer scene. So if you're into craft beer, it's awesome. I have friends that own breweries, and they own Falling Down Brewery. So if you're in Michigan and you want to stop by, a couple of my friends own that. There's a lot of great bars here. So definitely, here's some channel goals or YouTube goals: is have tech meetups and beer. Grand Rapids too. I'm on the drive to Grand Rapids. It's a few hours, but it's worth the trip. There's a lot of good beer places there. But Detroit, we got some amazing places in Detroit. We also have, if you're into whiskeys and drinks, we have the Rusted Crow. It's not just a place; it's an experience, and it's amazing. Look them up and be amazed by the Rusted Crow. Just Google Rusted Crow, Michigan. I can't post links. But they have all the stuff you need to know from what goes on there. So, yeah. So, yeah, maybe sometime we'll have a big tech meetup or something. I love doing those. I will probably be, I'm actually going to be at PenguinCon for those of you that are interested in that type of. PenguinCon is really weird. It's kind of a hacking conference. I know some hacker friends will be there. They are running a CTF competition, but it's more of a conference of sci-fi and mixed in with some Linux. So, Thursday morning beer and spicy chicken review. We'll do that on Sundays or something. I have no problems. I'll do some live streams from my house or something. So maybe we'll do that. As I invite my staff comes over, we're actually, we have an idea that we're going to set up an axe throwing thing for me and my staff to come hang out at my house, and we're going to throw axes. So, yeah, maybe we'll do some live streams from there. We can have some fun as well. So, real sci-fi going on. Yeah, PenguinCon. You can Google that. And GUICON. That is, I've been going to PenguinCon for years. It's just a blast. We had Dan Dugan on 2 Vlog Thursdays ago. He is a wonderful human being. I've known him for a few years. He's a lot of fun. So, he is currently running some of the tech track for PenguinCon and stuff like that. I'm speaking there. I'll be doing some panels, doing some parties, and having some fun. Throwing axes at my house. Yes. Property damage. I have a big yard, and we're building something to throw axes at. So, yeah. So, 1986. So apparently the few people that unsubscribed, resubscribed. So for those of you that think that matters, or I kind of do, I guess. I don't know. Thanks for really thought from Kalamazoo. But live in Wisconsin, CypherCon, April 12th and April 13th. Cool. I'm not aware of CypherCon. So, tested out KVM with a VM manager when comparing to hypervisors. I've heard good things about KVM. Never used it though. One of the cool things about KVM is they've done a lot of development for, what do you call that? Pass-throughs for GPU, and I think Wendell from Level 1 Techs covered some of that as well. So, and what that does is, so you can run Linux as your primary OS, have a sub-OS running in KVM, and then pass through the hardware directly to it. So the VM, instead of working through the hypervisor, has direct access to pieces of hardware. That's a pretty cool feature, and I think it's a really neat thing. It's kind of I don't have a lot of use case in my business world for it. Obviously, if I decided I wanted to run Linux and then pass through games that way and run Windows in there, that might work. But honestly, for the simplicity and because I don't want my kids complaining more than anything else, they're playing video games right now. And I do have, that's my one Windows machine, is my kids running on the gaming desktop. So KVM could work around some of that, but I don't want to deal with the trouble. So yeah, virtualized GPU. Yeah, it's a neat concept. I mean, there's ways to get it to work. I've seen once they play around with a lot, but it's not easy. And that sounds like a cop out. I could do lots of things easier, but that's one of them I'll leave alone for now. So yeah, flame buffer mirroring technique with KVM, so you can use a secondary GPU in the host. Yep. Really cool. Yeah, that's something I've watched Wendell for. He's got some great tech videos. Maybe sometime I can hook up with him and do some work with him. Someone suggested earlier that I tag him into forums or something. So, sure, he's a really smart guy and does some great videos. So, all right. So I'm probably going to give it till another 15, 20 minutes. So get whatever questions you wanted to ask in. Like I said, at some point I heard my phone going off, and I'm very, very strongly believe in that it's going to be for my wife. Yes, we do. Well, it's not exactly a template for MediaWiki, so kind of template. There is a video coming on that. Video coming for MediaWiki. We always evolve what we're doing, and so I want to do an updated video on how we use MediaWiki. So I will, I don't know, give me another week or so, maybe I'll have that coming. So Arista switches, nope. Why do you say my wife like Borat? Because Borat's funny. Well, he's kind of an ass, but there's times he's funny, so. Yeah, my wife. Yeah. There's kind of stuff we've talked about as well. We generally at the office, we have tons of puns and occasional inappropriate things that we say, and stuff like that. We've talked about doing more of those, but we also try to keep the channel clean. We don't mind joking around with stuff. We never want to be offensive to anyone, but we have, because like whenever Michael Crossman, a couple times he's been on here, he definitely swears a lot. Mike asked about managing client passwords. Same thing. We use the wiki. I have not found a better solution for it. So, wiki for passwords. I know someone's gonna go nuts over that. So yeah, NVR supports coax IP cams record NFI size KZ market seems impossible to research properly. Yes, the only one I know that probably can do the NVR that you're looking for. What is the name of that one? We use it. It's very expensive. It's one we use at the schools. If you email me, I'll remember it and I'll send you the link to it. But you're going to pay for it. It does do what you want it to do. It's not cheap. It's what we use in school districts. Yeah, so there's not a ton of choices in the NVR market that are going to do everything you're looking for right there. Yeah, the name's eluding me right now, but if you email me or tweet me, I will reply to you with that, because I'll look up the one, because we just had to buy a bunch more licenses for the school. Every camera license is $120, I think, for each license. The name of the software, I just know the price because I had to approve, 50 more camera purchases for one of the school districts you're working with. So $5,000 just in licensing before we got to what the cameras cost and what the installation for those cameras were. So Exact Vision, that's it. So I see someone posted in there, Exact Vision. Yeah, that's the one. It works. It does great. So, a Realtek one back pfSense. Yes and no. You can grab a box of Realtek. Some work great. Some work so. I don't know which ones do. I've never created a catalog. I had a Realtek in one of them in my house for a long time, and it works fine. I had a Realtek that always gave me trouble on another one. So, So I don't know. Plug and play. That's what Realteks are. You plug and play with which one works. I don't have all the model numbers of which ones are the best. I know when you buy Intel ones, life is good. If you buy those, you can find them cheap on eBay. The Intel cards with the dual port or the 4 ports on them for building your own pfSense works great. Plug those in. Those Intel ones seem to work really good. But yeah, that's it. What else was I going to talk about? Not that I ever really run out of things to talk about, but I can just babble on forever. Running Intel dual NIC, perfect. Yeah, we have a quad. We have the quad. Yeah, the used ones are cheap on eBay. That's an amazing thing about all these commercial things. And like when I talked about the 10 gigabit cards, I picked out ones. I mean, $35, I bought my 10 gigabit cards and plugged them into my FreeNAS box. Corporate stuff is on the used market is really inexpensive and pretty reasonable. So for your home lab, you can build out a hell of a home lab with some off-lease equipment. I know there's cheaper places, but I brought up ServerMonkey before because you get pretty good, decent prices, unless you're lucky enough to have a local hardware guy, which we get up for some of those. You can get some really inexpensive used servers that are really powerful, score really high, very reliable, easy to buy parts for, and great for setting up your home lab. I have not done any... Hey, Jonin. Hello. Let's say hi back. I have not done video screen matrices like for restaurants, churches. Like I assume you mean matrix where you set them all up at once. No. How long of run can you make using FSC Plus? I don't mind Proxmox, but I'm telling you what, guys, watch for this Xen server NG. That's where it's at as far as I'm concerned. So Xen XG all the way. There we go. So I don't know how long you can make an SFE Plus. I know if you Googled it, you'll find an answer. So I'm not gonna waste your time Googling it because I don't know. I bought ones that are pre-made. So no 20K, but we thank you. Yeah, I'm so close. 1987, 88. One more person clicked. So, you know what I'm going to do, though, I'll open up my other, there's actually another studio for YouTube. Let me see what it says. Pull up the analytics for that, and yeah, it's actually saying the same thing. So it's still 1988 on both the internal studio and that. So, it is what it is. So, anybody else have any questions before let's say I get about 10 more minutes or so. It's only left to go. I know. I kind of want to hang out. It's only 12. Do you ever heard of MiroTik or any chance? I have had a lot of people ask me about them. I've had nothing has compelled me to use MiroTik. So, but nothing has compelled me. I don't have anything against them or for them. They're just another company to me. Nothing about them is maybe go, man, I got to have that there. So, 89. You know, I will ask this question of you. So here's something, what would you guys like to see in forums? So I know I got the Facebook forums and everyone's saying, delete Facebook. I'm not on the delete Facebook bandwagon, but I would like to know, I love forums and things like that. I don't mind live chat. Should I start a Discord channel? Should I build on some forums and attach them to my website so there's a forum to place things in? I like forums because I like the open format discussion because that works really well. So so I want to know if, should I set up a Discord channel? Should I set up a forums, like, your standard forums like Level 1 Tech has or like Linus Tech Tips has? Is that something you guys would like to see? I want to know. So, and I'm willing to do whatever, or even a Reddit, but then Reddit's become, people have been complaining because some subreddits have been deleted and blah, blah, blah. So, have you ever set up MPLS, OSPF, BGP for clients? Kind of. I contract that out because I'm not an expert at it. So, will you update the video about the jobs that use a Hubble? I cannot go back there. That's simply on the one here. For Joe Nin, I can't go back to that client. Not that I can't come in with cameras. So it would be I can't go back there with my cameras is what I meant to say. I'm not banned. So that, like I said earlier before you had joined, Joan, I'm pleased if I'm saying your name wrong, let me know. But I can't always go back to some of the places with cameras. Once the offices go live, I would get a lot of stares about having cameras. That happened to be going into a medical office, and just in general, they don't want me filming. The risk is really high for any medical office, and not because of, we stuck a Post-it note on the wall. It's because if you're filming, you got cameras, they're answering phones, they're answering people's medical stuff. Someone hears something in the background, they hear their name. Now everyone's sued, and because you violated HIPAA by somehow accidentally overhearing something. So that's actually what keeps us out of a lot of the clients, is the fear of that. They just prefer no cameras, no recording devices, because they're fear of compliance and things like that. So, yeah. But, I appreciate the help on that. Yeah, community management, reach out to me. Jurassic Raven, go ahead and reach out to me on that. So, that's I know, only 10 more. So, yes, only 10 more needed. But, yeah, reach out to me on that. I mean, if you guys I'm open to feedback on ideas for the forum. So I see Drastic Raven, reach out to me via email or Twitter and throw some suggestions on how you think I should do it. I've never built a community forum, so I'm just being honest. I don't know. I tried Facebook because I'm on Facebook a lot. I have a lot of business clients on Facebook, so I engage with a lot of them there. That's part of the reason I did the Facebook forums. And a lot of you may have noticed if you post something in there, for those of you that are on Facebook, I do reply. I like Facebook because it's easy. They manage security. I can easily reply to you. I can easily drop things on there. Someone had a question and I pasted it on there real quick. No problem. I can just paste in something for it so I can reply really good. So I wish, yeah. Any good centralized logging? ELK is probably the best. Alien Vault is it Alien Vault? Theirs is really good, but it's more of a SCM package, but it'll help consolidate some of your logs. Yeah. Alien Vault. Once again, back to being a pain to set up. I don't know. I need to get a little bit better at logging. Right? Like I said, I just do OSEC and away we go. So Discourse or Discord? Don, which one are we talking about here? With an external controller, Unify roaming works fine with an external controller. It doesn't seem to have any issues. So yeah. Yeah, as long as it doesn't. Yeah, I agree with that. Yes, no Tapatalk. Yes, never cared for that. Best system for OS for running VMs. Xen. Well, I'm gonna say Xen server. Yeah, Xen. That's where I run all my VMs now, and that's where I'll be running them in the future. But in the future, it'll be Xen Server NG. I have a lot of faith in the people that are developing that project. So Xen Server NG, so I'll get more specific. So, yeah. Video about high availability Windows servers. Maybe. I don't have any... I'm not the best at some of that. There are things that I'll admit to not knowing, and I simply contract that out. So we manage some things, and we don't really do as much on high availability Windows servers. Most of our small, there's one or two things. We have a small business, or we have a business that has everything in the cloud. More and more of them, and here in Michigan especially, we're manufacturing heavy. Manufacturing kind of got stuck for a while in the olden days, and now as they come around to the golden days of the cloud, they skipped part of the infrastructure on-premise things. So more and more of them, just everything is a cloud service to them, and that they pay for as a service. So there's not a lot of on-premise equipment that any of them have anymore. That's actually why we do so many pfSense installs. It's pfSense with VPNs that are cloud instance. And it's dual failovers for having dual internet. So LTS Creative is going great. It is going great. Yeah. High availability does cost tons of money, that's for sure. Yes, XPSG came out today. That is awesome. Almost out of tea. And see if that... For those of you that don't know what cup this is, have a nice cup of it. 9 more to go. We're floating on this. By the way, if you want to know a little about being a YouTube creator, there is purging that goes on a lot. I have a couple private forums that I'm in with some of the YouTube people. Woohoo! Do a video on VDI setup. VDI as in... give me Andrew. Thanks, Andrew. More specific, what are you looking for? I see. I can't type right now. All right, dude. Yeah, we'll do it in a spare moment. Discord forums, hard to keep active. Slack. Yeah, Slack is... I like Slack. As I'm in Slack, we use it ourselves. That's hard to manage to get everyone signed up for. There's a lot of setup to make Slack work. That. Back to the purging, yeah, we'll have discussions of in the private YouTube stuff about purging. Well, it was like, hey, did you just lose like 200 subscribers? And people like my cousin, she's got well over half a million just on one of her channels, and she'll lose like a few thousand subscribers at a time. So Of course, I won't say just how Irish this tea is. Actually, not very Irish. I got to drive home. I'm going to get Irish when I get home. Well, I don't want to be insulting Irish people. I plan to drink Irish whiskey when I get home, though. So, yeah, they will just, YouTube goes through, I think they get rid of bad accounts, fake accounts, old accounts, I don't know. All of a sudden, all of us will say, oh, a purge is happening again. And next thing you know, boom, you just lose like a big chunk of subscribers, just disappear. Kind of weird. So it happens. Oh, Verner's. Hey, shout out for Verner's. If you don't know what Verner's is, it's a Detroit thing. So, Home Lab question, Tingy, you everything, the Brokey firmware, you know, talking about switch. I have not tried that specifically. I know what you're talking about, but I have not tested. I've seen people talking about it, so. Everyone unsub now. Fight the man. Oh, yeah. Hypervisor failover clustering seems the way to go. How about HA storage? Replicated SANs are expensive. Yeah. I mean, I've seen some of the setups on there. We actually interviewed the people who developed the Edge servers when we were on our podcast. That's one of the things I flew out to Microsoft for. And we talked a lot about the clustering. We talked about their HA systems and how their switching fabric works. It's really cool, but the servers that we were demoing this on were over $400,000. So they worked really well, but they were also $400,000 servers. It's the Edge Cloud system, the Azure Edge Clouds setup. So yeah, it's a 5 more to go. So oh man. But yeah, so it's I would like to do more of those enterprise videos. I'm trying to maybe reestablish my relationship a little bit with Microsoft so I can get access to more of that stuff. So maybe I can get more access to more enterprise things than I have currently available. I would love to do some videos on that. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to making some friends that want me to fly places to make some videos on site with some enterprise tech. I have a few friends though that have data centers, but they won't let me in with a camera. I know better than to ask. I got to tour a data center with a flywheel. I would love. I was like, so, and they're like, don't even take your camera out of your pocket. They're like, all right. So they let me keep my phone because they know I'm trustworthy, but they won't let me take it out of my pocket. So I would love to do more of these really high-end videos, but not all data center people. They're really, really tight on security, and I really want to take a picture of their flywheel, but they wouldn't let me do that either. If you haven't seen the flywheels that operate data centers in place of batteries, they're pretty sweet. I mean, there's people who have had access to them and have them on YouTube. They're findable, but not a lot. You know, yeah, people are secretive about their data centers. I guess it makes sense. So avoid parity raise and it's fast. Yeah, I wish I had more clients that had more of that stuff. So I would love to play with it. The client base we have, and we have about close to 300 businesses we're doing IT for, just none of them are that big. And even ones that are big, we've got some that have like 400 employees and they're just using pfSense switches and like one basic server. They just don't need a lot. They use all kind of cloud stuff for everything. So, hi from Norway. I'm fascinated and love the fact that everyone's international. There's so many. When I look at my statistics for the community, I think I'm only about 50% U.S. right now, and it's up. It was only 45, and I'm up to 50% U.S., which is pretty cool. You know, I love that it's a international audience. I have a lot of friends that grew up abroad. Dearborn has a huge Arabic population, but it's more than that. There's actually just a lot of people from all over the world living here in Detroit. That's a lot of it has to do with the and the UK. I got a pretty big percentage in the UK, but there's this big community around here in Detroit. So we had so much stuff in there that we had all these people moving here because there are engineers from all over the world that came to work in the automotive industry and everything else. So Detroit's a very diverse area. We have like just a massive amount of people that immigrated from other places that are right here. So I kind of like that, and it's been really interesting. So it makes me think more worldly than just things in the U.S. You know what I mean? People are playing games. People are playing games just to keep me here. keep me locked in my chair. I know I lost 2 subs. I will try to do some of the VDI service setup. I got 0 people running Hyper-V and 0 experience with Hyper-V. So I'm just not well versed in it. And because I lean myself more towards the open source solutions. So without a lot of experience with Hyper-V, it's hard for me to do a lot of videos in Hyper-V. We do have a Windows Server 2016 we built for in our VM just for testing, but it hardly gets used at all. We had a project that we had to deploy that was a kind of a different setup. So we built everything inside, made sure it worked the way we wanted to, and then we moved it over to a full production server and installed it at the client. So I don't have anything against Hyper-V, but like I said, I lean myself more towards the open source solutions because they don't have to run on Windows, and that makes me happy. Sophos WatchGuard. I hate WatchGuard, so there's my feedback on WatchGuard for those wondering. I've always found that I have not used any of their recent stuff. Their old stuff was an absolute nightmare, pain in the butt, overly complicated. Not really a fan. Sophos, never used their firewalls. Years ago, Sophos was one of the early companies that had a great antivirus system that worked with Linux. I used to run my own SendMail servers in corporate, and we built we built our own SendMail servers, and I built Sophos was the scanning tool because it ran natively in Linux, and all of this was Linux servers. So that was actually my first, I was a Linux sysadmin, and what really taught me a lot about Linux was becoming a Linux mail server admin. So we used to run our own mail server, running SendMail with ProcMail, for those you aren't familiar with it, for mail filtering in a corporate environment. I built that machine back in 1999, so that was the earliest days of that. Later, I moved everything over to Postfix because Postfix is easier to manage, and I still manage one Postfix server. People have asked doing a video on it, but it's just really not. It's just really not conducive to run your own mail server. I don't know. So Cubes OS. Matter of fact, yes. Cubes 4 is out. Yes, Cubes is awesome. I'll drop you guys a hint on Cubes. We are coming out. We did an in-depth review of Cubes on SMLR, and that show will drop in a couple hours. So within the next 12 hours, you can go listen to the review of Cubes OS. I may do a video of Cubes. The way I'm going to do the video is Phil's going to come in for that. Phil is a long-time Cubes expert. So he's been running Cubes in production for years. So he helped do the review. He'll give you some insight into it. Phil and Mary did the review on it. I joined in and added my 2 cents, but that's on the podcast. Sunday Morning Linux Review podcast. You can learn about Cubes. Cubes Review SMLR podcast. Tomorrow. So dropping tomorrow. There we go. So yeah. How much hardware do you need to test Cubes? At least 8 gigs of RAM. If you don't have 8 gigs of RAM, I mean, you could do it with less, but you don't want to because of the way it spins up all the virtual machines. So with Cubes, start out with 8 gigs. 8 gigs of RAM, get Cubes going. So why does everything Linux-based have funny names? Vincent, I want you to look up something here. I want you to look up the kernel names. So Linux kernel names. Actually, we'll Google them over here. There we go. So what we have over here is, and you didn't know this, the current Linux kernel 4.1, well, not the current, but the release candidate one, is Fearless Coyote. For whatever reason, 4.10 was Anniversary Edition. But I really like that 4.7 was Psychotic Stone Sheep. Before that was Charred Weasel. 4.0 was Herder, I'm a Sheep. So for Suicidal Squirrel, Black Squirrel Wake Up Call, Unicycling Gorilla, Terrified Chipmunk, Saber-Tooth Squirrel. Yeah. Dive Master Edition. This is related directly to Linus's diving activities. And for those you don't know, the kernel developer, Linus Torvalds, he maintains divers a diving tool as well. So he maintains the Linux kernel and he maintains a diving app. He's a pretty proficient diver and really into that. So yeah, all the my favorite though was Linux 2622 RC3 was Jeff thinks I should change this, but to what? That's yeah. Hey, not the strong point. I think the best point is the naming kernels in Linux. So Avast, a bilge rat. Crazed snow weasel, Lordy rules, stingable penguin, sliding snow leopard, affluent albatross, woozy nombat, zonked quack, I can't say that word. I'm out of words on that one. Brown paper bag, greased weasel, and Linux 95. That was the original release name. So I got no problem with the open source names. I think they're funny. Yeah, Android does not have funny names compared to this. They got nothing until you've run through the list of Linux kernel names. It's definitely a it's a fun walk down there, fun walk down memory lane. Being that I've always been in the Linux community since the earliest inceptions of loading Slackware on floppy disks, I'm used to seeing all these goofy names and stuff like that. Still in the 1997s. Yeah, so I'm so close, but so far. Actually, and do I stop the live stream right at 20,000? Or do I wait a second to see if it goes back down? Yeah, herder, I'm a sheep. Floppy disks. You know what, though? I'm wondering if my drawer here. No, there's no floppy disk in this drawer. This is my drawer of miscellany. I do have what looks like an IDE cable, but it's actually for my breadboard for that. I thought I had some classic things in here. I guess not. I don't keep things. I'm an anti-hoarder. I'm a minimalist, and I just don't like stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have an narrator. Okay, I was just checking. So yeah, what's a floppy disk? Yeah, back in my day, shut down the internet after 20K. Absolutely, we're done interneting. Just turn the damn thing off. We've had enough internet for today. Actually, I talked my wife into redoing the entire Deep Space Nine series. Well, redoing it for me for I don't know how many times, but for her doing it for the first time. So yeah. So she's getting. That's what we're gonna do when I go home. My exciting Saturday night is watching Deep Space Nine. Yeah, old ID cables. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I'm excited. We got 1,999 floppy stuff. Freezy because it's the most convenient way. Jazz and zip drives. Yes. So, to talk sci-fi up the numbers. Yeah. Cheated subscribers work. Personal Google account, but switch to subscribe for my personal account too. Everyone, subscribe for your personal accounts. Just game the system. You can unsubscribe later. I'm getting tired. Pulling my head on my Ninja tonight. All right. One left. It was one, and we lost one, and we gained one. It's so close. So close. Oh, I got Reddit messages too. What do you guys think of Reddit, by the way, for forums? Just to swing back to that real quick, I mentioned it. A lot of you guys Redditors, I like Reddit a lot. Did the mention of Reddit make me lose people? But the Reddit forums, I've always liked Reddit. I like the forum message format and things like that. So I don't know. But Reddit, I spend a lot of times. I might do a video on Reddit because a lot of people, karma system is chaos. Hey, look, man, the narwhal's baking at midnight, and I've been whoring karma for a lot of years on Reddit. So, yeah, I agree. There's the Reddit karma. The formatting's terrible compared to a proper forum. Yeah, 20,000 people. Woohoo! Yeah. I probably don't post that much on Reddit, but I do post. So, don't like the big Homer, like, party like it's 1999, 20K, and we're back. Oh, man. Someone go switch to your personal account. All right, back at 20. This is a struggle. Thank you, everyone, here for 20K. What can I do for all of you that... I'll screenshot this. So where's my screenshot tool? Get the capture shutter in case you didn't know is what I use for screenshots. So, woohoo! Oh, damn it! There we go. No, refresh. Keeps going up and down. I can't keep this here. Back down. Now I lost people. Oh man. Well, I'm officially at 20. Yeah, top tier. I'm gonna have. Well, it's live stream, so I'll pull the screenshot back out of the live stream. There we go. Somebody got played. Hoping. Yeah, no one wants to see that from me. I'm sorry. Yeah, 20K and log out. Oh, look, everyone's back. I can redo the screenshot. Redo this screenshot. There we go. Here, now I can just drag the screenshot over here. It's always 20K now. All right, I'm going to go do the Easter thing. Well, I'm going to go do the watching TV thing. And then, yeah, photo where it didn't happen. Really, for sure here. So I'm going to take off. Thank you guys for all joining me here tonight. I'm been on here for almost 2 hours. So thank you very much. Thank you for watching me and all the comments and suggestions. You can check out my website. You can email me. I am, as we've been talking, everyone should like and subscribe. But all you guys are already subscribed anyways. But feel free to reach out and message me. I don't mind messages. I do ask a favor when you've been hanging out with me for 2 hours. I don't mind the Discord, but I'll have to schedule the time because if I get too distracted in chats, I end up spending a lot of time in there. For those of you who don't know, I am an IRC a lot. I don't hide that at all. My Linux friends are an IRC, so I'm an IRC. So if anyone wants to join me there. But yeah, if you reach out to me, one favor I will really ask though, please be concise. If you send me really like an email with just like listing tons of hardware, say, what do you think? I'm not always sure how to respond. I do reply often. Oh, chop the ponytail off? No, I've had long hair my whole life. But if it does go bald, the wife's shaving my head, she said. How many channels do I idle in? 8 dozen or so. Or more. Yeah, I've been in some channels for years. I commented and replied to something in a programming channel once, and someone said, like, "Holy crap, dude! I thought you were a bot." Use any cloud IRC or local. 2 pays are in now. I use. I'll share my IRC information with everyone if anyone even cares. You will mostly find me. I'm gonna drag the screen way over here. You will frequently find me. I am on IRC attached to Freenode as Flipside Creation because you can't put an S at the end. You'll find me in the Wayne State Lug and a few of these Podnuts, SMLR, Ubuntu USI, just as Flipside Creation. By the way, that's my Reddit name as well. So you can ping me on there. I haven't opened a lot just because this is where a lot of my friends will message me. So, yeah, what's the best Wi-Fi password you've ever seen? Yeah, best Wi-Fi password. Wi-Fi password is what? Wi-Fi. What Wi-Fi is my favorite? ASMR. What is ASMR? That's that whispery thing people do, right? What is it? I'm gonna take that. What is AS? I'm just gonna ask because I don't understand it. Like I don't know what the purpose is. Is that the whispery thing? That's what I'm asking about the ASMR stuff. I'm always confused by that. So, mine's already. Also, sensual unboxings. I'm all for that. I am actually. Yeah. Some CentOS. Some CentOS here. Oh, AdSmart is Tinder for nerds. Okay. I'm Googling it. I don't understand. Autonomous sensory meridians response? Is this what you guys are talking about? I don't know. So, yes, designing a network setup. Are you going to do a vid on design network setup? Yes, on network setup. And policies. You know, I'm back down. It's like the longer I'm on here, it's just the more this goes down. It's stuck. It broke. Yeah. Oh, fully geared bear. We'll keep chatting. I really don't have anything super important to get drunk already. I know. I should have brought. You know what? There's some Jameson. For those of you that don't know, there is some Jameson in Marvin's office. I should go grab that. Yeah. Schrödinger sub account. For sure. Definitely, that's for sure. Both is and isn't 20K. Take it and chug it. Yeah, I should steal Marvin's stuff. It started out as a client asked us for it, and yeah. So office on Saturday updates. I'm only in the office for this. I did all the updates already this morning. Yeah, my phone is all the lights blinking, so I know there's messages from my wife on there. She is probably far less than thrilled with me right now. Yeah. Oh, man. I'll go a little bit longer. Grab it and comes in tomorrow and says we were sorry. It went with the bin. Don't brick the servers. Yeah, never brick the servers. That's, yeah. I know. Well, she's watching DS9 now. Watching DS9 now. You know how I know that? And I'll share that with you guys. Let's geek out and see what my wife's doing. So let's log into my Unify. Log into my house. Once I pull it up here. There you go. So what is my wife doing right now? I'm willing to bet she... Oh, look. Oh, wow, the kids are actually pulling down a bunch of data. The ThinkPad, the Chromecast. So if I look at... Let's go back to the real-time traffic stats at my house. Kids loaded an update for a game, but yeah, they're... Where's hers on this? There we go. Samsung, Android, Chromecast, wired. There we go. Yep. It's streaming. This is my my Wi-Fi at home. We have a... Let me pop that out so you can see it. This is the Unify running at my house, and I can see that the Chromecast is running. Pulling Netflix. So don't worry, she's watching. This is my wife using 23 gigs of data right now and me using 16 gigs of YouTube. So she's outdoing me for in terms of data usage on this. I said details. Yeah, there's just the traffic on this Netflix. She's watching Netflix right now. Watching DS9. Yes, yes, DPI is on. You need fiber, slower connection down. Oh, yeah, that's my wife. Hi, wife. She's on here. Earn me a divorce. Is that what you guys are trying to do? Oh, man. Yes, my wife is posting as she has a channel called Did I Eat That she's working on. So that is my wife posting as Did I Eat That? Waiting for me to get home. Hi, wife. Everyone say hi to my wife, who's typoing. Typoing apparently is a thing here. So, hey, honey, you know where I'm at. I'm not at the bar somewhere. I'm on a live stream on YouTube. Fun stuff. All right. So, yep, everyone said hi. See? Everyone's friendly, wife. My wife's name is Cass, for those of you that care. Where can I get this shirt? I don't know. Hi, Tom. Sorry. The shirts come from Unify. They just mailed them to us. They mailed us a handful of shirts. So sometimes we just started. Unify's not like a sponsor or anything. We just like their equipment. We did videos and they mailed it. Hey, wife, subscribe from all your personal channels. That's gaming the system. But if she does it, I'll leave. My wife has several personal channels, so and get my kids probably don't subscribe to me. Hey, wife, tell the kids to subscribe too. Say subscribe to your dad. They won't though. He's working. Yes, I'm working. No, they won't subscribe till I come home. You're right. We could probably put things on shirts. Yes, for sure. Don't click yes in the middle of the day. Like this guy. Have my face on it. The kids aren't getting off the game, man. My kids, they love Overwatch. That's the in thing to do now. Oh, I will mention to you, by the way, first I will qualify this. I don't look to me for stock advice and things like that. But I will mention it's been a week since my daughter has deleted Snapchat. She's 16 and deleted Snapchat off her phone. Wow, she lived on Snapchat. If you know kids who are under 20, they pretty much use Snapchat. She doesn't anymore, and her friends are removing it too, so it's happening. So I play Doom, and that's about it. I'm not a big gamer. Discord. Yeah. Yes. Not a big deal. Snapchat is dying. Yeah, I think Snapchat is dying. Facebook's not going to die. They have too many people. But Doom, what else do I play? I don't know. Not much. I'm not much of a gamer. So I play... I want to try more games. I try to get more into them. I want to play more games, but it's really not been a thing. But anyways, I'll give it till 3 minutes. At 3 minutes, I'm at the 2-hour mark, and then I'm going to leave. So, and I'll turn the live stream off when I leave. I mean, I could just leave it going forever, but I don't think you guys want to watch an empty room. It's 20,001 now. 20,001. So, Transport Fever. I'm always open to suggestions for game. I tried Owlboy. I played it, probably got halfway through it and got bored with it. I was, I spent too much time talking to my computer. But I've tried Owlboy. I've tried a few other games. I'm trying to remember the ones I've tried. My interest level goes like this. I'm interested in a game, and then I play for half hour and I go, I don't feel like doing this anymore, and I go do something else. So yeah, live stream is free office security. Here's a webcam suggestion. Just live stream your office. Just put it all on YouTube and crowdsource getting people to watch what goes on in your office. So, have you looked at Watch Dogs 2? Really fun for nerds like this. I heard that was fun. I think I have that one. So we acquire a lot of games here because we have the indie bundle, the humble bundles, and so there's a bunch more games I have on there. So my mechanic here's Ninja. I know what he's talking about. Vincent is talking about motorcycles. Vincent rides motorcycles as I do too. Favorite music? Techno, kinda. Yeah, Second Life, not long, you'll love it. Hot sauce challenge. No, programming challenge. Coding while drunk. We are all for that. Actually, me and Phil want to do a drinking channel. Yes, Detroit Techno. House, chill hop. I don't do a lot of stuff with lyrics. So, yeah. Debugging while drunk. Yes, yes. And debugging what I did. No, sober Tom debugging what drunk Tom did. I've never been a heavy drinker, just so you know. It's an occasional thing for me. So I'll come home, have some whiskey, and chill out, but not much. So we're down to the last couple of minutes. I'm babbling now, and my wife wants me to come home, and I feel solid over 20,000 now. So yeah, I'm over 40, man. I gotta be careful with my health. Hello, Philip Cook. Unfortunately, we're at the end of the live stream. My wife is not drinking my whiskey, just so you know. So, yes, that's all, folks. I am wandering off, signing out. I'm watched one more, so hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, there you go. Nope, she's not drinking whiskey. My wife does not drink whiskey. Not, I'm typing bad. Does not drink whiskey. And she does not drink my whiskey. All right, good night, guys. I'm going to hit the stop button wherever it is. Actually, I think it's an OBS. So I'm going to stop it here. Thanks again. Thanks for making this happen. I really appreciate it. And have a great day.